What's up, y'all? This your boy Gerald. It is Sunday. Yeah, it is. It's Sunday, y'all. You're on the backside of your weekend. I hope it finds you well. You know what? Y'all can't even see me. And I think it's funny because I've been sitting in this spot on my couch for so long that I have actually the cushion, the cushion starting to compress. So I can keep it. I can flip them out and go that route, but no, just I'm heavy. So how you been, y'all? I hope that you took this weekend to actually relax, unwind, and connect with yourself because you know it's only one you, y'all. I ain't gotta tell you that. I ain't gotta tell you that at all because you already know that, right? Because there will never be another you. That's right. Mm-mm. No, not at all. So I've been seeing a lot of people talk about how they are feeling the effects of social media, the bombardment of negative energy uh, put out there. Every time you turn around, there is uh, somebody saying something that should not be said, and it's sad, right? Because you have some people that, we used to put it this way. I'm going to pick my words. There used to be a saying that, you hear people that were really motivated for their agenda. They said, well, you know what? He would sell his mama just to get ahead. But because we live in a world where narcissists are identified and negativity and the ability to take accountability is sold out by the highest bidder, people kind of tend to turn the blind eye, right? Let me let you know something. First of all, you ain't crazy. Mm-mm. This is nothing but a side effect of what you've been exposed to. I know. And I'm going to tell you something. You know what is a good to combat that? You already know. Stay prayed up. But what I found myself doing through this period of time of Manny Mo and Jack, mud slinging and stuff like that, um, I'm all into my music. Y'all know that. Y'all know I love music. Y'all know I do. So I listen to music that I got. At least I know at a minimum, I dictate it. I also can cut it off. Because too much of a good thing is not good for you. Who am I talking to? Who am I talking to? That's right. That's right. But guess what? Does it make you happy? Because anything that you're doing that does not bring joy, bring the best of you out, it's a waste. It's a waste of time. And you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't um, invest your precious time because you're gonna come to understand your greatest commodity, y'all, is your time. Who am I talking to? You do understand that, right? Nobody can listen. Think about it. We can all share the same viewpoint, but only you will see it. So that's why it's very important that you claim it. Claim your life. I ain't gotta tell you that. You already know that because I know everybody in my channel, they got it going on. They all have an end goal. The end goal is to enjoy your life. But let's I'm gonna speak on it and I'm gonna keep it pushing. Somebody asked me my opinion about this election. And my response was number one, that's your constitutional right. Plus, this is the byproduct of the experience that your elders had to endure. Did you hear what I said? Yeah. Because I know some of y'all are going to have this mindset of, what's the point on, Jared? What's the point on voting? At the end of the day, what it boils down to is you got two rich people that the ultimate goal is to have that feather in their cap saying, hey, I did this. I accomplished this in my life. And hey, not everybody can do it. But I'm going to tell you what, you shouldn't feel like making a selection is picking two a lesser evil. Now, I don't know why I have to say that to somebody. Because I know somebody is saying, well, I actually heard that the people are having parties, are going to have parties um, to celebrate not voting. Can you believe that? People are actually going to have parties not voting. But here's the thing. You probably wonder, what the hell are you doing? I'm trying to get my splint together. And once I get that together, I can focus back on what I really want to do. Uh, See, right now, actually, this started almost a year and a half ago when you think about it. They've been banging this gong, trying to convince you that there are only two selections out there. Well, actually, y'all, there's four. There are four. And the sad thing about it, we live in a world that those who have more funding get more attention. Why? Because they're paying for it. They're paying for it. And you also see why certain media outlets, all they talk about is a certain candidates and certain lights. Why? Because they're being funded, y'all. You understand that, right? Don't believe me? Do the work. Do the research and see it yourself. Yeah, there are certain uh, large media outlets that are deliberately trying to put bias out there so that you'll convince yourself to see the person in a certain light. Now, at the end of the day, it's your choice on who you feel is the most comfortable or confident, because that is a very important position to have. And the last thing you want is to have somebody that has this responsibility and not going to take it serious. Not going to take it serious. I mean, just look at it from a nuclear standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Would you deliberately give keys to a drunk driver, and they drunk? No, you ain't gonna do that. And if you did, you ain't gonna get in the car. Who am I talking to? All right, I'm almost done because I'm trying to get these pegs back in there. Good thing about my wrist, it's healing very well, very quickly, and I thank God for that, because I've always, for the most part, took care of my body. For the most part, I have. But I got surprises for y'all um, for 17, and I'd rather show you than tell you about it, because seeing is believing. But I'm a firm believer, y'all, that you're gonna have people next year, y'all. And let me just put this out there. You have to put this in your mindset. There are gonna be people in your life that ain't gonna be in your life. Some forever, some for an indefinite period of time. Why? Because they have to fulfill their legacy, and you're gonna be divided from it. Also, What's going to happen is you're going to have people that you may have saw in one light, that something is going to be revealed to you that you were unaware of. And guess what? It is going to be a pivotal, it's going to be a pivotal thing that's going to guide you on the path that you're on. Now, here's the thing. What have I always echoed? Do you know who you are? Because unfortunately, 50% of the people on this planet do not. They do not. They won't admit it. They're more comfortable in the status quo. Or other words, they're more comfortable just going with the flow. But little do you know, what if that flow was stagnant? What if that flow was deliberately directed to go a certain way until you were made aware of it? What if that flow was not for your empowerment, but your enablement? You ever thought about that? Well, I got a feeling. I'm speaking this in existence because I believe this in my heart of heart. Listen here, y'all gonna see the real from the fake next year. Oh yes, you gonna. I'm not trying to sound like Joe Negative, but I gotta speak it. Y'all gonna see a tremendous amount of people that are binded together uh, for. Put it this way: you gonna see a lot of breakups next year. A lot. Why? Because it's divine intervention, y'all. It's also to protect the yoke. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all know I'm talking about it right now. You feel it in your spirit right now. You know that inkling you're feeling in your spirit, and you think it's just anxiety. No, 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 no. That is truth. That is truth. And how you decide to accept it will be the same way your feet will be placed in the direction and the reality that you're gonna come to see. Yes, you are. Some of y'all gonna be waking up and you're gonna have that epiphany, like it was like y'all remember that movie Liar Liar with Jim Carrey? Y'all remember that? Yeah, I laughed about it, but there was actually a message in that movie all through it. And some of y'all gonna wake up and guess what? Y'all will not be able to sugarcoat nor deflect or embrace denial. You're gonna be thirsting for your truth. Yes, you are. Because the light has gone off in your heart, in your spirit, and you're going to have a position of why not? Why hasn't this occurred? And you're going to start questioning yourself, but you're going to see that those questions are going to be direct correlations to what makes your environment. And guess what? That's when it's going to be on and popping. Because guess what? Those demons, y'all do know demons are real, right? But they need a host. They need a body. Yeah. They love shallow people. They love people that live in vanity. They love that. How you think that Jezebel's spirit moves around the way she does? Her whole point of being is to destroy the family structure by going after the strongest link, the male. Oh, she loves a man that is spiritual. She gets off on that. She gets off on that because then she takes the things that may allure him or tempt him, and she makes the fantasy to cause him to backslide, to fall down. But guess what? Even if you fall down, even if you backslide, dust yourself off. Dust yourself off. Only person you have to answer to is yourself. But overall, it's validated from him. You understand that? I know I'm talking. When you find somebody's gonna find this video right now, I don't know when, but when you find this, this is meant for you to validate what you're seeing. See, guess what? You might think that those brick walls and those obstacles that have been systematically placed in front of your life were there to punish you. No, it was to delay you from identifying or being able to see who you really are. Because that person that you really are, very beautiful soul, very beautiful person. But you'll also come to understand that your beauty is not made from the outside. It comes from inside you. You know why? Because God created you. And he supplied everything that you needed the moment that you took your first breath. And as you exhaled your first breath, your legacy was solidified. It was already written. The kicker is now you have to live it. The experiences that will come through it. But I guess some of y'all are starting to stop beating yourself up. Stop allowing yourself to be swayed. And you're digging a little deeper. You're giving yourself permission to finally love yourself. I congratulate you. And think of it this way. Those people that they say that they down for whatever, they got your back, just do some checks and balances. Why aren't they echoing the same thing in their actions? How about in their behaviors? If they're turning around and looking at you like you done fell out the first tree branch and you on something, it's because what you're witnessing is your spirits have been pulled apart and you're starting to see what is real compared to what was only there to distract you. So this is not a time for you to take a vengeful heart. Oh yeah, because there's going to be a lot of deception that you weren't aware of that's going to come to the light. It has to. It has to be purged from your life. Why? Just like checks and balances. As you check off the experiences, you know why you're seeing that? So to see if you got it. See if you learned the lesson from gaining the insight of the experience, ultimately embracing, knowing that being your wisdom. Because you know what happens when a person doesn't embrace their wisdom? You go through the same thing again. Yeah. Think of the person on a roller coaster ride, but you never get off. In your mind, you may prepare for the loops and the drops and the turns, but you never feel safe until you're able to put your feet on solid ground. That's your life. That's your life. And I know somebody may be thinking, well, Gerald, my life seems boring for not going down that path. But guess what? Did you really see how much it cost you? Was it worth it? But let me ask you this. What do you think is right around the corner if you continue down the path you intended to be on? That won't be able, you'll forget about that. It won't, trust me. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them because guess what? Birds of a feather flock together. And misery loves company. But if you don't have a relationship with God, you'll never have a relationship with yourself. And that'll be a direct reflection of why and who you allow in your life. So ask yourself this. If that person is not spawning the best you, supporting the best you, like your dreams, your hopes? How about truth? If they're not empowering that, why are they there? What's the purpose? You ever thought about that? But I know this: 2017 is going to be a pivotal year for everybody. And guess what? Remember I told y'all a long time ago? Your life is about planting spiritual seeds. To plant spiritual seeds, you must have fertile soil, good soil. Well, your good soil is nothing but a metaphor for your environment. So if your environment does not spawn the best you, why are you there? Why? Because guess what? An opportunist does not need your help to expose themselves. But what is required is that you have the courage to take note and embrace what is being shown. This will be what divides and shows you what you need compared to what was only a want, what was only an illusion. Now, at the end of the day, we all got to do our own work, right? We all have to live our own lives. And that's why if you spend 1 second thinking that your life doesn't matter, then do me a favor. Just take into account the fact that you woke up today. Take into account the fact that your heart still beats. Take into account that your brain still functions because you are hearing and understanding what I'm conveying. So right there, at the minimum, that should tell you not only is there something better, but there's still work to be done. And if anything, just know this: life is about preparation. So you can't get to the next level unless you master the level you're on. But if you allow fear to get in the way, you know, fear, finally everything's a reality. Guess what? It robs you of your time. And time is your greatest commodity because no one's promised to see the next 5 minutes. No one's promised to see tomorrow. But I like to believe that everybody has a purpose. But to have your purpose, you must be willing to have a relationship with you. And the only way you're going to have that is to have that relationship with God, because that is what intimacy is first established. That is also the example of what unconditional love is, because guess what? You exist. You don't think you're just on this planet just to eat and take up air and just be wayward. That's for the other 50% of people that choose to live a nomadic life. But you know what happens with people that have nomadic lifestyles? They have no history because they know not what they do. And God has something better. So let's go back to this whole thing that's going to drop in front of our laps in 3 weeks. Do the research, y'all. Don't get swayed off of gender. Don't be swayed off of flash in the pan. I'm a firm believer that when a person is most fearful, they put the greatest defense up there so that it will block you from seeing what you really need to see. Well, we live in the internet age, so everything that needs to be known is found. Just do the research. Just do it. A lot of there's a lot of YouTubers out there trying to convey that message, but it matters not unless you're willing to receive it. And I believe all things happen in the intended time and intended moment for the intended person. It just has to be revealed. I hope you have a blessed weekend, y'all. And of course, always place God first in everything you do, because God's got something better for you. So with that, I'm praying for you because I see your work. And for that, it helps me see mine. Don't worry, y'all. What's done in the dark, that's right, comes to the light. And trust, when it's all said and done, we're going to see it all for what it was. Have a blessed and safe and restful weekend, y'all. Love to hear from you. Bye.